Mascaras made his official wrestling debut July 20th, 1963 in Pachuca. Let's see. He was one of the first masked... Huh?
Pachuca, that's in Morelia State, isn't it?
I don't know. Formerly known as Pachuca de Soto. One of the largest cities of the Mexican state of Hidalgo.
Yeah, Hidalgo. That's okay. There's some Mexican battles there.
Nice. Let's see. Mascaras was one of the first masked luchadors outside of Mexico to play a non-heel role, because he didn't do the whole evil foreigner thing that most like to play on. He was also one of the first wrestlers to introduce the high-flying moves of lucha libre, such as a plancha and tope suicida, to Japanese fans.
Can you believe that those are called high-flying moves?
Yeah, I mean, there's still high-risk things, but like they didn't do that kind of stuff in Japan back in the day. Yeah, it was more tame.
Yeah, but that reminds me of like when Chris Jericho, he said he was in an AEW ring with Jerry Lynn, and they were watching like all the guys warm up and hit like 720 splashes and do like all these crazy high-flying moves. And Chris Jericho said he turned to Jerry Lynn and said, "Hey, remember when we were the high flyers?"
Right. He did do a lot of historic stuff, like you and I said, how he traveled and did a lot of historic stuff. Mascaras made his international wrestling debut in '68 at the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, getting involved in rivalries against people like Ernie Ladd, John Tolos, Black Gordman, and Goliath. Check that out.
The '80s at Los Angeles is famous for Chavo and Mondo. And Hector, I think.
Yeah.
That's where they did the bullets and the sombrero thing, and they were super over in that territory.
Yep. Yeah, and all Texas, California, or SoCal, I should say.
Where the brown people are at. Just say it, Troy.
Good Lord. In Mexico City, he took the mask of El Halcon. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, the Falcon.
Yeah, in a triangular tournament, whatever, that included Alfonso Dantes in the 1970s. He performed in All Japan Pro Wrestling in the 70s. He had international feuds with American Masked Wrestler The Destroyer, or we'll be talking about him and maybe covering some of their matches in the future. The one that I really wanted to touch on is he did wrestle in the WWF. Believe it or not, in Madison Square Garden, New York has the weirdest regulations that it seems like everybody's always fighting New York on some kind of regulations. They used to have a thing where they had a ban in New York. No masked wrestlers could perform in Madison Square Garden. And then Mil Mascaras was one of the first masked wrestlers to perform in MSG, and he defeated the Spoiler, who was not permitted to wear his mask. So and he did feud with superstar Billy Graham over the WWF title a few times as well. So he went to Puerto Rico. He wrestled in WCW for a while, as I said, against Cactus Jack, Clash of the Champions 10, Texas Shootout, if you guys want to check that out. That was at Memorial Coliseum in Corpus Christi, Texas. Where's Corpus Christi? Like, is that?
It's Galveston, Gulf of Mexico area, like pretty much where all the beaches in Texas are at.
Like
between Houston and like that little Gulf of Mexico area. We call it the Valley because it's kind of like a valley.
Yeah, nice. He did a lot of stuff in his day, man. A lot of big stuff. On July 25th, Mascaras celebrated his 50th in-ring anniversary. To the day by teaming with his brother Psicodelico and his nephew El Hijo de Dos Caras to face one of his greatest rivals, Canek, along with Negro Navarro and Rey Bucanero in a special 6-man tag.
Ray Bucanero is like a really interesting character that, like, if you ever get the chance to look up some of his matches, they're really good.
He's basically the Pirate King. That's what
the Buccaneer King.
Yeah.
And I think he did a lot of work. He did a lot of work with Pirata Morgan. Who is
another pirate.
Who is another like really good, like, it's not the prettiest work in the world, but he's a worker. He's like the King Haku, like just a solid work guy. And he legit only has one eye.
Wow. Like PCO.
Yeah. Only it's believable and not 20 years too late.
The hell.
I said it.